Britain has lost Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu declares. It is now obvious that the British government has lost one of the slaves' country, Nigeria. It is a clear indication of what I call the fall of the master, Nnamdi Kanu said. Nigeria was not meant to be one country because of the level of impunity that is going on in their system of government, which was inherited from the British Empire. As a global war against COVID-19 increased, Nigeria did not look towards the eye of the British, but rather chose to go for a communist country, even though they claim to be a democratically independent country. I can tell it from my own point of view that it is not clear on Nigeria that the British never meant good for them. As I keep saying, nobody can keep power forever. China has emerged to take over the sold out nation called Nigeria. Believe it or not, Nigeria is sold out to China. This would manifest in a matter of few months from today. Our outcry to God Almighty is heard. We only await its manifestation, which would confirm the availability of Biafra as a liberated nation. All hail Biafra, the light has come upon us, he concludes. Thank you for listening to this news. There is no doubt in what Nnamdi Kanu has said. The British has lost Nigeria to China. The British, which has been in control of Nigeria, has lost it to China. China has taken over Nigeria. But then it still look strange and it still look so clear that Nigeria is still on its own, whereas they are not. Do you know that virtually everything that is being produced or that is being used here in Nigeria are being produced from China? China has taken control and charge of Nigeria. Nigeria as a country cannot do anything without the involvement of Chinese. Most of the Nigerians, traders, businessmen and women, they cannot do it without Chinese products. If there is anything they want to produce, if there is any product they have in mind to produce, what they do is to make themselves available by traveling to China and make sure that that product is being produced. Nigeria has put all its hope on China. Are we to talk about our government? Our government that has given the Chinese all the opportunity to be the major investors in Nigeria. Do you know that Chinese now have a major population in Nigeria? They now compete with Nigeria in terms of population. Nigeria, the Chinese has 40% population, while Nigeria is having 60%. Is it supposed to be so? This is a country that belongs to Nigeria, and so no foreigner is supposed to be more than the citizen of the country. But today we have more of Chinese in Nigeria. Very soon you will see how the Chinese population will be more than Nigeria. Are we to talk about the investment we have in Nigeria? Most of these investments are owned and controlled by the Chinese. Are we to talk about the construction companies, the financial institutions? Mention them. They are much. Chinese has taken over Nigeria. Very soon, they will be the one controlling Nigeria. Don't be surprised that tomorrow a Chinese will come up to contest as a president in Nigeria. Don't be surprised that a Chinese will be elected in the House of Representatives. Chinese is gradually approaching Aso Rock, but Nigerians are not aware. Look at what just happened recently and how Nigerians put all their hope in Chinese. At the end, what was the result? Failure. Nigeria as a country has never for once believed in itself. And that is why till today, we still belong to the LDCs. We have refused to attain development. So much has happened, yet we refuse to learn our lessons. I'm not surprised. That is as a result of the kind of leaders that we have in Nigeria. Our leaders are people that are not ready to learn. Our leaders are people that are not ready to support or assist. They believe so much in themselves. They believe that if it's not they, it could be no one else. Their selfishness and greediness has, has made them to remain stagnant. Nigeria as a country has failed. They have failed woefully. And that is because of their ignorance. Nigeria as a country has experienced lots of setbacks, economic setbacks. They have experienced a lot in terms of loss. Look at the amount Nigeria now borrow outside the country. Can you imagine our debt ratio? Can you imagine the level of our economy? Nigerians should wait. Let this lockdown be called off. Then they will know what they have done to themselves. They are still rejoicing because they still have the donations made to them by individuals with them. Not until the lockdown is called off, then they will now understand what they have done to themselves by observing this lockdown. There is no need for Nigerians to compete with the international world. I see no reason why Nigerians should want to compete with the international world by locking its economy up. Or has it not occurred to Nigeria that locking the citizen up is as locking up the economy? The people are the economy. The people decide the economy. The people make the economy. So they decide what the economy will be like. For locking the people up, it means the economy is totally locked up. Nothing can happen. Nothing will ever happen. The economy will not move. The GDP will remain stagnant. How do they expect income to come into the country when nothing is done in terms of trade? I thought it is when transactions are being allowed to go on That is when Nigeria experience a day-to-day income. But as it is, I don't think anything is going to happen to the Nigerian economy. Instead, it will remain stagnant. And that is as a result of the Nigerian own ignorance. So, my viewers, I think I've spoken. I don't know what's your own opinion concerning to this issue. Please don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.